So how do you survive having a newborn and all the sleepless nights that naturally come with having one? Well, this is Dr. BD. I'm going to be going over that in this video. So I'm out in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona, doing a training, and I missed my flight coming out here. And so there was all this sort of complicated travel connections I had to do to make it in for the next day. Flew out to Dallas, Fort Worth to catch a connection, and I was on standby and couldn't, get a seat. So I had to spend the night at the hotel for just a few short hours to catch another early morning flight to come all the way out here. So I'm feeling really exhausted right now. May not look that way, but I am just hammered right now. Feel really stressed in terms of just physically. I've been very little sleep the last 24 hours and just sort of traveling and running to gates and all of that. And it sort of reminded me of when my wife and I had our babies. We had 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy, and with each one of those, again, like I said, with a newborn, you just naturally are going to lose sleep. And so it reminded me of that process, and just reminded me of the days where we ran on very little sleep. And so thought I'll just hop on here to, one, just say, I see where you are if you're a new mom or dad dealing with a newborn right now, and very little sleep that comes with that. But 2, maybe just say a few things that may be helpful to you in the process. So number 1 is that I want you to give yourself grace. Sometimes that sounds like a very soft thing to say, but it's actually a very powerful thing, because one of the things that adds to the stress of times like this, when you're functioning on very little sleep, is that you can also beat yourself over the head for how horrible you're doing with maybe not being able to make every appointment, or your house not being as wonderfully organized as it normally is, or not being able to return the 1,001 calls of people calling to congratulate you about the baby, and now you're feeling terrible that you couldn't return those calls. Like, sometimes the guilt we allow to pile upon ourselves can add to the stress of the event itself. So number 1 is give yourself grace. Understand that you are in a unique situation right now, dealing with a newborn, handling one, caring for a newborn, and that is going to require just some extra from you. And so you do want to give yourself grace and understand that you're not going to be operating at 100%, and you're not going to hit all the high points of what your life would look like before a newborn came into it, right? So that's number 1, is give yourself grace. Number 2 is going to be kind of following from number 1, that be okay with not doing everything. There's just no way you're going to be able to do everything you normally do, whether that is your house looking the way it normally does. You have a newborn, there's no way that's going to happen, right? Or cooking all the meals you would normally cook, or being able to hop on a call with everyone that you normally hop on. You're going to have to make do and be comfortable with and make peace with having a sort of truncated version of life right now, or modified version of life is probably a better way of saying that, and being okay with that. It is only for a season. At some point you'll get into a routine. At some point your newborn is going to start to sleep longer through the night, and you're going to have more rest, and then you're going to be able to get back to some of the things you normally do in your normal everyday life. So that's number 1, is just remembering that that's number 2, I should say. Being okay with just not getting all those things in. And then number 3 is really important also, is taking time for self-care. And I know that sort of looks crazy saying that when we just said we are having no sleep, but self-care at this point, in this stage of life, caring for a newborn, is going to really be whatever little thing you can do to care for yourself. So it might be just getting some sunlight if it's a beautiful day wherever you are. It may just be getting out and appreciating nature. It may be going on a 5 or 10 minute walk. You could even take your newborn with you, or have someone watch them while you just have some really truly me time, alone time. It could be asking a partner to give you a foot massage or a back rub. It could be maybe just even making an intentional effort to drink enough and stay hydrated, or eat healthier, whatever it is, right? It's going to be something different for everyone. It's going to be whatever cares for yourself without piling on guilt on, and whatever you can afford to do, from a time point of view and resources point of view, right? So everyone's going to be different what they can afford, or in terms of time and resources for self-care. But I think sometimes when we hear self-care, we're thinking of this elaborate sort of, I went out to a spa and I spent all this time, in a massage parlor. I did all, it doesn't have to be anything very elaborate. It's not going out to some resort and spending 2 days there. That is obviously going to be beautiful self-care if you can do that. But when you have a newborn, sometimes it's just the little things that count, and the little things that help you stay present and stay focused to do the work at hand, which is to care for your beautiful newborn that you've welcomed into the world. So I hope that was helpful. Again, 3 things to do to help make it through sleepless nights and sleepless days while you are caring for a newborn. Number 1, again, is just giving yourself grace. Number 2 is just being comfortable with not doing all the things. And number 3 is doing whatever version of self-care you can afford to do during this season. So I hope that was helpful. Again, this is Dr. Obidi, pediatrician at Partners in Pediatrics and Family Health and CEO of Newborn Prep Academy. Wherever you're watching this, if you're in the Washington County area, we would love to care for you. Just call the office at 301-791-7060. If you're expecting a newborn, we would love to care for your newborn. If you're not getting great care wherever you are right now with your newborn, we'll again love to care for your newborn. Just call the office and we'll be glad to have one of the team take care of you and bring you in and provide great, excellent service for your family. And I hope this is helpful. Share this video with a friend who's either expecting a newborn or is caring for one right now, because I'm sure they're going to be very thankful that you did. All right, till next time, bye.